factorizing to do the fraction. So it's again revision of factorization. So we start with try now 33. And the first sum there says 1 over x plus 1 plus 2 over x squared minus 1. And it is now here where we have to factorize. To get the lowest common multiple, you have to factorize. You can do it in another way, but then eventually you must simplify, and then it's very difficult to get to that answer out. So we factorize right at the beginning. This is again the difference between squares, which is then x minus 1, x plus 1. So now my LCM is, I need x plus 1, but I also need an x minus 1. It's not necessary to take another x plus 1. This is the lowest common multiple. So I multiply now here with x minus 1, x plus 1, and I multiply here each term with the LCM, x minus 1, x plus 1, and cancel. So this 2 will cancel out, and then you have x minus 1. Here both of them will cancel out, and you have plus 2. So now the final answer is then x plus 1 over x plus 1, x minus 1. Do you think this one can factorize further? Yes, it can, because I can still cancel this x plus 1 with this one. You will see I cancel it as a whole. So my final answer is 1 over x minus 1. That's then your final answer there. Right, the second one, number B. 1 over 2x minus x minus 3 over x squared minus 2x. I need to find the LCM, and for that I need to factorize. This is the one that you're going to factorize. This time it is the highest common factor that you take out. That is then x minus 2. So now what is my LCM? I need a 2. I need an x. This x is already there, and I need x minus 2, my lowest common multiple. That's why I choose those values. So now I multiply with 2x, x minus 2, and here you also multiply with 2x, x minus 2, and we cancel. So this will cancel out, and there will remain x minus 2. Here the x will cancel, this will cancel. So now I have, it's a good idea to put brackets there. So now you have negative 2 multiply with x minus 3. Remember, this negative is also applicable here. So that gives you negative 2x, and then negative 2 times negative 3 gives me positive 6. So my final solution now here is negative x plus 4 over 2x, x minus 2. And that's then my final answer for that one. Number C. 6 over x squared minus 2x minus 8. You can immediately see that this is then a trinomial that I deal with here. Here I have a trinomial. Lowest common multiple, LCM, but I need to factorize. This is a trinomial. So it's x and x. The factors of 8 are 4 and 2. Signs differ. The biggest combination is negative, and that one is positive. So now we need to find the LCM. So what do you need? X minus 4. And I need an x plus 2. That is my LCM. So I multiply now here with x minus 4, x plus 2, and I multiply here with x minus 4, x plus 2. Don't be lazy for these steps. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle to do this. So now both of them will cancel out there, and they remain a 6. Here the x plus 2 will cancel out. Plus 1 times that is plus x minus 4, no changes there. So the answer is then x plus 2 over x minus 4, x plus 2. And again, I can cancel now, because this is the same. You can put it in brackets if you do need to see it. So your final solution is 1 over x minus 4. That is then your final solution there. Number D. P over p squared minus 1 minus p, and here we have a trinomial. The first one is the difference between squares, minus 2p plus 1. LCM, I need to factorize. Difference between squares, so this is p minus 1, p plus 1. By now you should recognize this. This is a trinomial, so it is, signs are equal, both will be negative. So now what are we going to choose to be the LCM? I need a p minus 1. So we have p minus 1. I need a p plus 1. So this works here. But here I need another p minus 1, because there should be 2. It's like 4 and 8. So the LCM is then p minus 1, p plus 1, p minus 1, and here p minus 1, p plus 1, p minus 1. And now I can cancel. Now I can cancel. So these two are going to cancel out. Here's a p, which must be multiplied there, and that makes it p squared minus p, multiplied in the brackets. Here, the p minus 1 and the p minus 1 will cancel out. Look, here's a negative p, which must be multiplied here. That makes it negative p squared plus p. Negative p squared plus p. And now this one is a negative p. Yeah, the sign is not right here. This is a negative p. This is a negative p. So this will cancel out, and then you have negative 2p over p minus 1, p plus 1, p minus 1. Right, question E. 1 over x squared minus 4x plus 3, this is a trinomial, plus 1 over x squared minus 1. I need to factorize. This is a trinomial, brackets, brackets, x and x, the factors of 3 is 3 and 1, signs are equal, both will be negative. This is the difference between squares, which means it's x minus 1, x plus 1. Now we need to find the LCM. And I need an x minus 1 here. I need an x minus 3. And here I also need x plus 1. That is my LCM. So I multiply with x minus 1, x minus 3, x plus 1. And the same here, x minus 1, x minus 3, x plus 1. And cancel. Cancel every time. So this one will cancel out, this one will cancel out, and then it is x plus 1. Here, the x minus 1 will cancel out, the x plus 1 will cancel out. It's a positive here, so it's plus x minus 3. So now I have 2x minus 2 over x minus 1, x minus 3, x plus 1. We can try to simplify this one. Here we can factorize again. So we can take out the 2 and then it is x minus 1. And now we can cancel out this x minus 1 and this one. So the final solution for this one is 2 over x minus 3, x plus 1. And question F. Y over y squared minus 4 plus y over y squared minus 5y plus 6. Factorize means brackets, brackets. This is the difference between squares, so it will be y minus 2, y plus 2. This is a trinomial. It's a minus 5y there. So y and y, which factors of 6? If you add them, will give you a 5. That will be 2 and 3. Signs are equal. Both will be negative. Both will be negative. Is equal to. Okay, so what is the LCM? I need a y minus 2. I need a y plus 2. I need a y minus 3. So that is my LCM. So I multiply with y minus 2, y plus 2. And here I multiply with y minus 2, y minus 3, and cancel. So this 2 will cancel out. Then there remain a y. Y minus 2. Still, I need to multiply it here with y minus 3. So then it is y squared minus 3y. Sorry. Here I can cancel this. I can cancel here. But I still need to multiply with y plus 2. And now if I multiply this one, it is plus y squared plus 2y. Adding your like terms, then we have 2y squared minus y over y minus 2, y plus 2, y minus 3. And we can simplify there, but it will not simplify that one. So that is then exercise 33. The next one is try now 34. And it's very similar to what we did now. Fractions with factorization. So the first one there is 5 over 2x minus y plus 4, 3, y minus x. Now, what makes this one extra is that we have a sign problem. Can you see here? This is plus x minus y, and this is plus y minus x, so the signs are wrong there. What I can do is, if I multiply here with a negative 1, then I change the signs here as well, but then the value doesn't change. So this is the negative y plus x. Because it is commutative, this is the same as y minus x. So now I can say that this is my LCM. So I need a 2 and a 3, which makes it 6, and I need x minus y. These two are now similar there. Just look that I also have that negative, so it's now a negative 6. Now you could put it below or at the top at the numerator, that doesn't matter. So we multiply now with negative 6x minus y, negative 6x minus y, and cancel. That one cancels out, so it is negative 15. Here the x minus y cancels out. The negative 3 divides into the negative 6 twice, and then I have to multiply it with a 4 then there. So that is then negative 8. Negative 8. So this is then negative 23 over negative 6 x minus y, and I can just remove that negative there. So it's 23 over 6 x minus y. X minus y. Why do I think we should change the sign? Positive 2 times 4 is positive 8. This one should be a positive 8 here. Okay. Then this one will be 7. Negative 7. So it is then 7 over 6. So we are still factorizing here. This time it's the highest common factor, which is 2m minus 4. And here this one is 2 plus 3m. Sorry, let's just go back to B. Here's B. We first start with B. So this one we're going to factorize, and I can take out here a 2, and then there's 7 minus 3p. Now again, I've got a problem because my signs differ. So if we multiply here with negative 1, then the signs can change here to negative 7, positive 3p, which is the same as 3p minus 7. So now I can take out the LCM, which is then negative 2, 3p minus 7. And the same here, negative 2, 3p minus 7, and cancel. So now we have to multiply it here, which makes it negative 2p squared plus 2. 3p will cancel out, the negative 2 will cancel out, and it is minus 1 here. So this is then negative 2p squared, that is a p plus 2, no. Negative 2 plus 2, no, that is just 2, plus 2, and plus 2 minus 1 is plus 1 over negative 2, 3p minus 7. Again, you can just remove the negative now there, which makes it then a negative divided by a negative is a positive, but then we'll have to factorize that one and change the sign there as well. So it is then 2p minus 1. It's just 2p, it's not p squared. 2p minus 1 over then 2, 3p minus 7 to change the sign, changing the sign then there. Right, the next one, C. So we started already here to factorize. Here we're going to factorize. I take out the 3, and then it is 4 plus m. My signs are wrong here, because there I have m minus 4, and then, now this is also a negative. So there's a negative there. There. Okay, so I have a problem with the signs. I'm going to multiply it with negative 1, and then I change my signs here. So my LCM now is, I need a negative 6, and then m minus 4. So we multiply here with negative 6 m minus 4. You multiply here with negative 6 m minus 4, and we cancel. So 2 divides into that one. Negative 3 times this 2 is cancelling out, and it is then negative 3m minus 3. Here the 4 can cancel out. The negative 3 divides 2 times in there, but here's still a negative to look at there. So it becomes negative 2m minus 4. Remember that negative must be multiplied there. So then you have negative 5m minus 7 over negative 6m minus 4. We can again get rid of the negative here. So it will then be positive 5m plus 7 over 6m minus 4. And the last one, number D. So here I can take out the 2, and there's 2b minus c. Here my signs are wrong, so it will be negative 2b minus c. And here I can take out the 2 again, and a negative 2, and then it is c minus 2b. Here I take out the 3, c minus 2b. So that means that my LCM is now going to be a positive 6 and 2b minus c, and I just need one of them. So it's 6, 2b minus c, 6, 2b minus c, 6, 2b minus c. And cancel. So there's a 3. If we multiply there, it's 9a. Cancel here. So it is negative 6, positive 12a. Here it will divide negative 2 times. This will cancel out. Oh, we changed the signs then there. So this one is then minus 2 times 6 now there. No. Oh, the 6 here that we took out there. So the negative 3 divides into that one, negative 2 times. So we have 9 plus 12, which is 21a minus 2 over 6, 2b minus c. Right, so we continue now with try now 34. Try now 34. And we're looking at the first one there, number A. So 5 over 2x minus y plus 4 over 3y minus x. Okay, so we need to find the LCM, but now we've got a problem here, because here we have x minus y and there we have y minus x, so our signs differ. So what we can do is, if we multiply this one with negative 3, then we can change the signs here to be negative y plus x. Negative y plus x. So if you multiply it back, you still have the same answer, because the negative times the negative is a positive, and the negative and the positive is a negative. And because this is commutative, this is the same as x minus y. It is then the same there as x minus y. So now I still need to find my LCM. From 2 and 3, it will be 6. Okay, but now I have a negative 6 there. And then it is x minus y there. So now I'm going to multiply with negative 6 x minus y. And here you multiply with negative 6 x minus y. So cancel, the 2 divides into the 6 3 times. This will cancel out now there, so we have negative 15. Here, the x minus y will cancel out. The negative 3 will divide into that one, positive 2 times. And if we multiply now, we have positive 8. So the final answer for this one is then negative 7 over negative 6 x minus y. My negatives will cancel out, so the answer is 7 over 6 x minus y. You can take both as the LCM, but then it's very difficult to simplify later on. So it's easier if we just do it from the start like that. Now this one is P minus 1. So I'll factorize here, and this one, when we factorize, will be 2, 7 minus 3p. Now again, you can see here I have 3p minus 7, and here 7 minus 3p, so my signs are wrong. And I can change this by multiplying here with a negative 2. So then I also change the signs inside. If you multiply it back, you're back to the original thing. And this is commutative, so it is 3p minus 7, which is now the same as this one. So now my LCM is going to be negative 2, 3p minus 7. That is my LCM. So I multiply here with negative 2, 3p minus 7, and I multiply here with negative 2, 3p minus 7. And I can cancel. So now I have negative 2p plus 2. Here, this can cancel out. The negative 2 can cancel out. So there remains minus 1. So then the final answer then is negative 2p plus 1 over negative 2, 3p minus 7. And there's your final answer. Right, now we're looking at number C. Again, I need to factorize right at the start. So this one is the highest common factor, m minus 4. Here the highest common factor is 3, 4 minus m. So again, I have a problem. My signs are wrong here. I want to change my signs. So I'm going to change that one to a negative, and then it becomes here negative 4 plus m, which is the same as m minus 4. So my LCM is now 2 times 3, which will be negative 6, so it is negative 6, m minus 4. So I multiply with negative 6, m minus 4, and I will multiply with negative 6, m minus 4, and cancel. So the 2 divides into the 6 negative 3 times. This will cancel out. I need to multiply that negative 3 here. So I have negative 3m minus 3. Here, the negative 3 will divide into the negative 6 positive 2 times. This will cancel out. It's commutative, it's the same. And I have to multiply this with this whole one here, which is then minus 2m minus 4 there. Add your like terms. So it is negative 5m minus 7 over negative 6 m minus 4. And there is my answer for that one. There's that sum. Right, number D. Factorize. So I can take out here a 2. Then it will be 2b minus c. Here I can take out a 3, and it will be c minus 2b. So this one is also c minus 2b. This one is c minus 2b. So c minus 2b will be part of my LCM, but I'll have to change the signs here. So if I change this one to negative 2, then this becomes negative 2b plus c, which is the same as c minus 2b. So now I have an LCM, and negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. So we multiply with negative 6, c minus 2b, negative 6, c minus 2b, and you multiply with negative 6, c minus 2b, and we cancel. So this will cancel out. Negative 2 divides into negative 6 3 times. So there you have 9a This will cancel out, so this will be negative 12a. This will cancel out. 3 divides into that one, negative 2 times, and this is then, and this is then 5 times negative 2, which is negative 10. So the final answer here is then negative 3a minus 10 over negative 6 c minus 2b. Right, so this was then with signs that we have to look at there. Continue now with try now 34. Try now 34. And we're looking at the first one there, number A. So 5 over 2x minus y plus 4 over 3y minus x. Okay, so we need to find the LCM, but now we've got a problem here because here we have x minus y and there we have y minus x, so our signs differ. So what we can do is, if we multiply this one with negative 3, then we can change the signs here to be negative y plus x. Negative y plus x. So if you multiply it back, you still have the same answer because the negative times the negative is a positive, and the negative and the positive is a negative. And because this is commutative, this is the same as x minus y. It is then the same there as x minus y. So now I still need to find my LCM. From 2 and 3, it will be 6. Okay, but now I have a negative 6 there. And then it is x minus y there. So now I'm going to multiply with negative 6 x minus y. And here you multiply with negative 6 x minus y. So cancel, the 2 divides into the 6 3 times. This will cancel out now there, so we have negative 15. Here, the x minus y will cancel out. The negative 3 will divide into that one positive 2 times. And if we multiply now, we have positive 8. So the final answer for this one is then negative 7 over negative 6 x minus y. My negatives will cancel out, so the answer is 7 over 6 x minus y. You can take both as the LCM, but then it's very difficult to simplify later on. So it's easier if we just do it from the start like that. Now this one is p minus 1. So I'll factorize here, and this one, when we factorize, will be 2, 7 minus 3p. Now again, you can see here I have 3p minus 7, and here 7 minus 3p, so my signs are wrong. And I can change this by multiplying here with a -2. So then I also change the signs inside. If you multiply it back, you're back to the original thing. And this is commutative, so it is 3p minus 7, which is now the same as this one. So now my LCM is going to be -2, 3p minus 7. That is my LCM. So I multiply here with -2, 3p minus 7, and I multiply here with -2, 3p minus 7. And I can cancel. So now I have -2p plus 2. Here, this can cancel out. The -2 can cancel out. So there remains -1. So then the final answer then is -2p plus 1 over -2, 3p minus 7. And there's your final answer. Right, now we're looking at number C. Again, I need to factorize right at the start. So this one is the highest common factor, m minus 4. Here the highest common factor is 3, 4 minus m. So again, I have a problem. My signs are wrong here. I want to change my signs. So I'm going to change that one to a negative, and then it becomes here -4 plus m, which is the same as m minus 4. So my LCM is now 2 times 3, which will be -6. So it is -6 m minus 4. So I multiply with -6 m minus 4, and I will multiply with -6 m minus 4 and cancel. So the 2 divides into the 6 -3 times. This will cancel out. I need to multiply that -3 here. So I have -3m minus 3. Here, the -3 will divide into the -6 +2 times. This will cancel out. It's commutative, it's the same. And I have to multiply this with this whole one here, which is then -2m minus 4 there. Add your like terms. So it is -5m minus 7 over -6m minus 4. And there is my answer for that one. There's that sum. Right, number D. Factorize. So I can take out here a 2. Then it will be 2b minus c. Here I can take out a 3, and it will be c minus 2b. So this one is also c minus 2b. This one is c minus 2b. So c minus 2b will be part of my LCM, but I'll have to change the signs here. So if I change this one to -2, then this becomes -2b plus c, which is the same as c minus 2b. So now I have an LCM, and -2 times 3 is -6. So we multiply with -6, c minus 2b, -6, c minus 2b, and you multiply with -6, c minus 2b, and we cancel. So this will cancel out. -2 divides into -6 3 times. So there you have 9a. This will cancel out. So this will be -12a. This will cancel out. 3 divides into that one -2 times. And this is then, and this is then 5 times -2, which is -10. 10. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So this will cancel out. 3 divides into that one -2 times. And this is then 5 times -2, which is -10. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is -2b minus 6 times -2b. So the final answer here is then negative 3a minus 10 over negative 6c minus 2b. Right, so this was then with signs that we have to look at there, changing with signs.
Win free airtime with One Africa TV. Share your comments on the channel. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
More than ever before, football fans demand unique insight and analysis. The Football Review is much more than a highlights show. Bold, provocative editorial that goes beyond conventional reporting, setting the agenda for football discussion. Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga 1, and much more. Want genuine insight with hard-hitting editorial? Need compelling premium football content? The Football Review. Best, bar none.
I like rhinos. I like them very much. Future here in this area is depending on the tourism. The future generation, they can see and they can benefit from their own resources. Animals like rhinos, elephants, the big five, you benefit from them and it must be respected. You are not feeding the rhinos, you are not giving them order, so it's a free business. They two of my sons, which was little bit 5 years old. They were young guys. So they asked me questions. Why are we here? Why are we sleeping here? I told them this is our resources and this is our future.
My first memory of going with my dad is that I learned new things. As I grow up as a man, I see an opportunity in it. So I decided to look for a job pertaining to tourism. So that's when I was employed at Palamba So I decided to go for tour guide studies because I grew up with the tourism industry, the wildlife, the rhinos and everything, to bring that experience to the tourists. You can see the hyena. The biggest changes, I was employed, getting paid, and also I can now support my family.
It's a cultural thing. It's coming a long way. Even if you go to area like Twefelfontein, area was a lot of paintings. You will see rhino engravings on the rocks. That is an indication that the interaction between human, especially the local communities and wildlife, is dating back. That intimacy relationship is coming for a long time.
We are right here now at Palambach, and Palambach is one of the big lodges in the heart of the desert. And as you can see there is Jumbo standing behind me, which shows it's really a tourist area. We do have elephants, lions, but as you can see, the desert is the heart of the rhinos. This is the main breeding area of the rhinos, is what we found here in this desert.
It's the largest free roaming population of black rhinos that you find outside national parks in the world. It's a population that communities in the Northwest have taken responsibility themselves in managing this population with the structures that government has put in place, more specifically the establishment of conservancies.
These people, before independence, they took it upon themselves and decided that wildlife is our heritage, and through history we've been living with wildlife. And having wildlife in your area is like having a garden.
Because of all these animals, we've got the communities that benefit from all this wildlife, and it's like a triangle that fits into each other. And the communities looked after the wildlife doing their own thing, and the communities benefit.
So already there were this intergenerational relationship between mankind and wildlife, and that bond is what our people actually wanted to see continuing.
Very few countries have the wildlife that Namibia has. What is also important is the policies that Namibia has put in place, which also involves communities to be engaged in the management of the wildlife species and also to benefit from the wildlife resources.
Turn conservation into a rural economy, turn conservation into endless opportunities that would actually cater for those young people that have nothing else to do.
If it was not for rhino economy and tourism in this area, it was really difficult for young people to get or find a job.
We are conservation engineers. We make conservation work in an unfenced area, and through that, we want to turn the wildlife into the rural economy that will benefit the rural communities.
So we can see now wildlife is doing very well, the lodges are doing well, and the community is also benefiting. So it takes all three together.
Devastating hit over coronavirus fears. Airline industry is facing its biggest threat to travel since 9/11.
Since March, when COVID-19 hit Namibia, things actually become very difficult. In the first place, all the lodges closed down because of COVID-19. With us, say the Rhino Trust, we had some donors cutting on their funding. And then we had, in the same time, a poaching case of 2 rhinos that was poached. We had less boots on the ground, and poachers could actually see. Now it's all changed to go in and do something. So COVID-19 was tough on all of us. Ginger Morning, who is one of our trustees, actually came up with the idea of, why don't we ask you to go to buy some gold for us and make gold bars, and then we sell them for the rhino conservation.
I was fortunate enough to have a chance to have lunch with Clive Johnson, the CEO of B2Gold in Vancouver, Canada. And I looked at Clive and I said, we've got rhinos, you've got gold, let's do something. Let's create a coin or a medallion or a bar using your resource to create a sustainable source of funding for rhino conservation for the future.
There was it. The gold was bought, the bar was made, And I think it was 31st of January that we launched the bars in Windhoek. And suddenly one morning I had an email from my office, from my finance person saying, these people don't have salaries. So I said, oh, what now? So I picked up my phone and I phoned Mark Law. I said, Mark, I've got this problem. He said, but when we've got the fund already ready for you, you just have to apply, put a proposal in.
1,000 ounces of gold can make an enormous difference to the livelihoods of the communities that live up there. We are, in essence, providing income and providing a livelihood to the communities. In the absence of tourism, especially now with COVID-19, even prior to that, when we had such a bad drought, the communities became even more dependent on the natural economy.
The idea is to make this a fund that will last for the next 25, 30 years, or even longer. And a portion of that will be distributed immediately as needed. And in this case, the COVID-19 crisis necessitated us to distribute funds to pay salaries to help people in the field.
The proceeds of the sales from the gold bars will be going towards responsible NGOs. And we've identified Save the Rhino Trust as the key NGO. And IRDNC, one of the first organizations that was in the Northwest, Integrated Rural Development and Nature Conservation, so that ultimately the funds go to the communities and various aspects of their war on poaching.
To be able to support those hardworking men and women that are always in the front line between the poachers and the rhinos.
If it was not for B2 Gold and the golden bars, I think by now we should have been in big trouble.
By extracting the gold, you reinvest it in other renewable resources.
The gold that's coming out from the ground is actually protecting the wildlife that's walking on the ground, which is a very good symbol for the others.
I wish this was my bar. This is the 500 gram gold bar. So you'll see on this side you've got the Etindeka Mountains and you've got the mother rhino with her calf. And then on the reverse side we've got the serial number, you've got the Rand refinery stamp, which is very important. Anywhere in the world people will recognize the stamp and they will know that this bar contains 99.99% gold.
It is gorgeous.
We wanted to make a biggest contribution. And at Ballowwood we see that as a way of giving back to the community.
Okay, so there you'll see the 500 gram bar.
Very special.
Feel the weight. It's incredible.
This opportunity which presented itself is absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We're privileged to have this.
This is just absolutely gorgeous, and I think this showcase really what the project is all about.
It's from 24-karat Namibian gold.
I'm looking at these rhinos is put there like Miss World photogenic, I would say.
There are only 1,000 of these gold bars, rhino gold bars, in circulation.
As far as I'm aware, it's the largest single donation of any corporate to the conservation of biodiversity anywhere in Africa.
Therefore, we so much appreciate and would want to continue as a government to work with B2 Gold.
And the fact that it's happening here in Namibia is something that we can all be extremely proud about and very grateful to B2 Gold.
Thanks to having this literal pot of gold through the funding for the Rhino Gold Bar, we're able to step in now and make sure that those trackers are supported, and so are their families and their communities.
We make sure that people sustain their jobs going forward, and who doesn't want gold?
And the B2 Gold Rhino Gold Bar has come in at a really critical time now, particularly with tourism being closed off and those forms of revenue not coming in.
To say we have the biggest rhino population or black rhino population in the world, let it be for the rest of our lives. And it's that heritage that we have, it's our resource that we can all look after and protect.
It's our heritage. And it's also good that other people like B2 Gold are also seeing it that way.
It's actually a very nice link between the investor that buys this gold bar, the rhino tracker in the northwest of Namibia, and the black rhinos. It's an intergenerational thing. The rhino trackers teach their children how to track rhinos. their children get taught, and so it flows down.
This is something that I want my children to have, and that we leave a little bit of a B2 Gold legacy. And if I can be part of that as part of my family, I'd be very proud.
It can also become an inheritance for the generations of my own clan. My children, my grandchildren.
If we can bring that passion over to future generations and to hand that over to my children, and I hope that that same passion for conservation gets migrated over to my kids.
And what we've done together is create a sustainable source of funding that should outlive all of us.
You know, I think as far as B2 Gold is concerned, we couldn't have chosen a better target in which to put our efforts as far as the environmental and conservation pillar is concerned. And I want to stress there that the money that's going towards environment and conservation is actually going towards the people.
Rhino is for all of us, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in Vancouver, whether you are in the US. If you really want to see conservation at play with rural communities, I therefore humbly request each and everyone to join us on our Rhino tour and have a wonderful experience. This is what keeps rhinos on this planet.
I've done rhino trekking experience. It was just amazing walking in that landscape of the Kunene. And as we followed them, we could now find rhinos with the calf. We got the closest distance we could.
It's a warning sign.
And it was just amazing and lovely, something to experience that Namibia can offer. It's something that you have to do in your life.
Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.